What's up, guys? I'm hoping you can hear me. So, I've literally just bought this car from the barn locations, in which, if I quickly show you, city map wise, you won't actually have any barn locations on here, but I do have a couple in my warehouse, as shown there. I've got some barn locations where I can find. I bought two cars. Now this is one of them. Doesn't work whatsoever, so when I actually do look at the car overview, it is messed up. Like, I mean, I think the only thing that's probably decent about it is probably the seat belts, and everything interior wise seems good. Except for that, I mean, it cost me, actually, the original cost of it was 13,000. I've now actually already started increasing it, which I don't understand that, because all I've done is remove the engine. The engine's actually over there right now. Which I'm going to strip that apart, see what parts are actually decent on it. I don't think there is going to be anything decent. In that case, I'm going to rebuild and make a new engine, which I've already started by buying the engine block. Right, so let's get to it. Now, where was I? So all I'm doing is just stripping each part of this by removing all the bolts and screws. Now, normally you could do it properly by grabbing the power tools and just actually removing the bolts and all that. That should not have happened. Every time I pretty much strip it to a certain point, I'll just press inventory and store it all. It'll get rid of all the items around there. But if I keep stripping it, remove all the items, I'll get down to 0, nothing. And then I'll work from that bit there. Because I think everything's pretty much old and decrepit. The other car that I bought wasn't as bad as this one, surprisingly. So yeah, we're just gonna get into it and remove all these little blocks and all that. Oh. I mean, you can actually check the overview of the car right now. If I do that, as you can see, a lot of it is in the red line. Some orange bits, battery needs replacing. All the suspension's all screwed up. Exhaust pipes. Surprisingly, the back axle and the partial of the exhaust and the wheel suspension and that seems okay. I mean, wow, actually, that's green. There's actually a green bit. That's a shocker. Brakes all need replacing, everything. So my plan is to remove all of it and rebuild it, buy new parts and all that. I've been playing this game 20 hours now. I made about $112,000 on the game in the story mode. I did get a few snags in regards of trying to deal with problems, but I'll explain how to actually deal with some of them problems as well, if you are struggling with certain situations. For example, trying to put a part on, sometimes it doesn't always go on when you try and use the VR bit. Like, you put the same part on, but you just can't put a new one on. For example, when you grab this and you put it back, it'll go green. Now, sometimes it won't even let you do that. But I will actually explain how to actually deal with that. Actually, I'll show you right now. So if you actually point at the item and you go into the trigger bit and you're removing items, if you grab the R1 button, now I am playing on the PS5, you'll have a parts mount. You click on that and it'll change the entire aspect and it'll show you the parts that you can put on. If you then aim at that and trigger it, it will then show you on there, and you can click on that and it'll put the part back on. Just in case you do actually have any problems trying to actually deal with that. But right now we are actually removing everything. If we go green, it's brilliant, we can remove it. If it's yellow, it means that we can't remove it. There's a thing in the way. Unless we're unscrewing. Right. But if it goes like that, where it's yellow, and it's got red parts, it means we've got to remove those red parts before we can actually get the yellow bit. So yeah, we're just going to strip this down all the way. I probably will talk quite a bit. And I mean quite a bit. Clips on this. Usually there's clips on both sides, but this one seems to be missing one. Damn, this engine was messed up. It was totally in the red. Actually, I think I can probably show you. If I do examine mode, like it's orange, red, all these little bits and all that. I'm pretty sure I'm about to. I don't think there's any oil in it because it wouldn't have let me remove it from the engine bit. But yeah, we're just going to take all of this apart. Every inch of it. Probably going to cost me a fortune to replace this thing. But we'll get to that in a minute, because I think there's two of everything when it comes to it. Like, some of the spark plugs aren't even there. And I'm not an engineer or anything like that. I don't really do mechanical stuff. I never have. Closest thing to an engine that I've ever messed with in real life is probably changing the oil. Well, not changing the oil, but putting oil in. That's it. So I'm not the best of people to, I'm totally an amateur. We'll try and make a video of helping people trying to sort out certain problems that they've been having in regards of like completing certain tasks. I mean, I had an exhaust that wouldn't go on. Every time I put it into position, it wouldn't go on, but it would put the old one on. It was a bit of a pain. I almost stopped playing it. I think that's almost everything except for those piping. And then I'm going to remove all the crankshaft and all that. This is a V8 card 0HV. Well, it's 0 or O, I'm not entirely sure. I'll probably get corrected by some sort of mechanic. Yeah, even that comes out well. So yeah, remove the bottom pan. Pressure plate. I know there's a piece there. It's a bit weird how the fact that like it kind of goes through that area. But yeah, we're gonna remove all these. These are like flywheel, crankshaft and stuff like that. They'll all get removed slowly until we're pretty much down to absolutely zero. Well, down to the engine block. That's the plan. And then I'll just remove the engine block. Because I'll start the engine block brand new. I've already bought that part, which is perfect. Right, I think I've got everything in regards of removing them bits. So I'm just going to pull this pin out. and then flip it a little bit. So we've just got little parts trying to keep all the thingy, what they call rod caps. They're holding the pistons in. So right now it's not costing me anything, it's just a case of time. It's costing me just to remove all this stuff. Alright, and then I can start removing these. Sorry, my dog's kind of moving around. Oh yeah, I forgot about them. I do actually already have one of them, so I can actually already replace one of them. Which isn't too bad. Now remove that. And then that's the engine block. That's pretty much what that is. It'll actually tell me on my little wrist, which I don't know why my wrist is now going weird. But yeah, that's the engine block. So all that is now going to go into the store. My screen's going a bit weird right now, and I don't know why. The PS5 is not exactly the perfect version, to tell you the truth. Right, and then if I look into my inventory, I've got all my inventory there with my engine parts. All my damaged bits that I've just taken off are down at the bottom here. So some of them are alright, some of them are bad, but I'm going to replace everything, to tell you the truth. In regards of groups, got 0. Okay. So now I'm going to add one of these. I think I've already started with that one, which has already got the engine block. That's a 100% engine block. So now if I actually look in my inventory, that other ones have been removed, so I can sell that one. That's out of the way. I now no longer have that other engine. But for some reason this looks different. It looks massively different. I don't even know why. Probably because it's cleaner. That could be the reason. But we'll work on it, see how it goes. Pretty much all I'm going to do is just add every part that I can see to a list. Now, I noticed as well, the inventory list, so when you look at it, right, now originally it says that if you want to add something to the list, to press and hold X. So when I'm in mounting mode, it shows me what I can mount. Now, it does say somewhere, right, that I can add it to a list, right, but when you add it to a list, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't show up on here, right. I realized it was a problem. I was writing everything down for the last 18 hours, and then I realized this. So if I point at it and tap my RB button, which shows up this the pie chart, and go to part notes, now I can add to the list from there. If you delete from list, it will delete your entire list, not just the one item. So you want to add them one by one, right, and then we'll work from there. think that's everything. So when we're going to the inventory now and we press shopping list, it'll show everything up that I actually need. And then I can just buy each one that I need. Mind you, I'm currently at $82,000 because I've just spent quite a bit. I'm not even sure if I've just bought that one, but just in case. Right, I've got a feeling it's going to cost me a fortune to try and fix this car. But if I start getting down to like 20,000, I will then do some more jobs and I'll come back to this car. I'll put it in my garage or something like that. And I'll keep working on it over time. So I don't think 100,000 will be enough. I do have a bit of discount on my game. I'm not sure if I've got a full one. I mean, my discount is pretty much 5%. I'm trying to get the 10% one, but that might take me my next level up. Might be better for me to actually do that and wait for it to be cheaper. And then start working on that one. I mean, I'm only 200 points away from actually thinking. So actually, you know what? I might just pause it here and do a part 2. Yeah, I'm gonna do a part 2. I'll store this vehicle for now. I'll move the car, put it in parking, and I will make a part 2. I'm gonna actually let myself level up and then get the notes bit. I'm hoping that does help right now, but I will be back.